To start things off, I want to share with you my first experience with embodying and manifesting a dream come true. So, when I was 25 years old, I decided it was time to move to New York City. It was a dream I'd honestly had since I was a little girl when I first saw the city on a field trip for the very first time. I was probably like 11 or so, I'm not really sure. But ever since then, I had this feeling of I know I want to move to New York for at least a year in my 20s. And approaching my 26th birthday, I decided it was time. I was gonna do it. And so I decided on a date, December 1st, I can still remember it. And I got out this piece of printer paper and a blue marker. That's all I had or could find in my apartment. And I posted it to the fridge, December 1st, in big blue marker. And from then on, I threw myself into this dream. I looked at that date every day when I woke up, and I began putting myself into all the opportunities to feeling this dream and taking action and matching it with action to get there. So on the more energetic side, I started changing all my passwords to things relating to New York so that every single time I logged into anything, I got this burst of the feeling of like, okay, it's on its way, we're doing this. I started listening to playlists and songs that made me feel like I was moving to New York, or made me feel like I was leaving, like I was expanding, like I was getting out and seeing the world. And I would play those on repeat while I was at work working on something, while I was driving, while I was organizing my apartment. I would even play them before interviews with New York City executives that I would do across video calls, and I would dance around my apartment and get into the headspace of like, I'm moving to New York right before I got on the call. I would even hang these posters or photos of New York City all across my apartment. So I had these black and white Central Park apartments everywhere, or photos everywhere in my apartment. And I just became this living, breathing feeling of New York City. I would fall asleep picturing what it would feel like to walk down New York City streets in Manhattan, all bundled in the fall with groceries, walking up my old studio walk-up apartment building. I could just feel it so deeply that it was a dream I could so tangibly just feel before it ever came true. Now, of course, that also led to lots of action, like applying for jobs and taking interviews. And it's not to say that my faith didn't falter. Like, I definitely had moments when I felt like, this is taking so long. Who am I to think about this? Like, I don't know anyone in this city. What am I really doing? But I always return to that feeling of it working. And lo and behold, in November, late November, a few weeks before my birthday and my deadline, I received an offer from a company in New York City. And I remember I had to take the call out of my lunch break from my current job that was near Seattle, Washington. And I went and I got in my car and I listened in the parking garage. And I just remember when they said it, I was so excited because I felt like it was the first time in my life when I had so clearly seen just the marrying of, yes, the actions, but also the beliefs that I had cultivated, the energy that I had put out every single day towards manifesting and creating this opportunity in New York. And again, I don't know exactly how it works, but I do believe the combination of those things somehow shifted something and opened up the door for this unlikely opportunity to come in exactly as I had intended it, when I had intended it. And not that it always works out exactly like that, but there's some magic to this process. And so I want to invite you into it with me, share some things that you can do that I always do to get into feeling of your dream, to be a match for it. You know, like attracts like. And so here's some things that have meant a lot to me. And now you can kind of see where it's begun and just how it's grown from there ever since I've used it for financial goals. Anytime I've been trying to achieve a new target in my business, I even used it to bring in my dream love. I used to listen. I remember after a heartbreak, I made this playlist for myself about love, and I used to listen to it driving, 45 minutes on my commute, and just would be in the emotion and energy of like, this is coming for me. This is what it's going to feel like. I know it. And every single time I do this process, something shifts and something does come in. So feel free to take what works, leave the rest. But I can't wait to hear how it actually supports you in your specific dream as well.